Okay, so guys, today we'll be doing a comprehension. Okay, so like comprehension is one of the major topics which covers GMAT exam, and if you have a good grasp in English and your paragraph reading skills, I think you can ace this section very well. This is one of the easier sections, I would say. So getting scoring marks in this section is a bit easier than other sections like integrated reasoning or quantitative. So let's get going. So just don't I'll be first reading the comprehension completely. Don't write down the comprehension. I'll be providing the screenshot of this comprehension. Okay, so I'll start reading now. To believe a proposition, they say conflicts have health benefits, is to accept to be true. However, the question of belief is valid only for those propositions that are understandable. An understandable proposition is one that is expressed using correct grammar and known words. The dominant view in the scientific community on how human mind believes or disbelieves an understandable proposition is the Cartesian hypothesis, propounded by the 17th century philosopher René Descartes. He said that when an understandable proposition is presented to a human mind, the comprehension of its content happens automatically and passively. However, the assessment of the truth value of that proposition is a later and deliberate act, the result of which is either belief or disbelief. Thus, this view holds that belief or disbelief in a comprehended proposition is created by rational assessment. Until such an assessment is made, the intellect neither affirms or denies a comprehended proposition. It also suggests that the mental effort required to create belief and disbelief is the same. The effort required to assess the comprehended proposition. In contrast, Descartes' near contemporary Baruch Spinoza suggested that comprehension and belief in an understandable proposition happen together, automatically and passively. He said that it is not possible to understand a proposition without at least temporarily accepting it to be true. On later, willful assessment, if one judges the belief proposition to be false, it may be unaccepted (disbelieved), and if judged to be true, one may continue to believe in it. Thus, as per Spinozan hypothesis, the default setting of human mind is to believe every understandable proposition that is presented to it. Disbelief is possible, but it comes, if it comes at all, from effortful, deliberate assessment done after the initial comprehension belief. Both hypotheses continue to have their proponents and opponents. It is, however, a common observation that doubt, suspension of judgment, and disbelief are mentally taxing tasks while we naturally, effortlessly accept and believe most of what we see, hear, and read. Research has been proved that we systematically err on the side of believing too much as opposed to rejecting too much. This inherent credulity of the human mind is, in fact, the founding axiom of the fields of advertising and propaganda. Okay, so this comprehension was adapted from a research paper by Professor Daniel Gilbert. So, as I have read this paragraph, so now we'll move on to the questions. Okay, so the first question is, a supporter of Cartesian hypothesis would probably agree with which of the following statements? Okay, so the first statement is understanding a proposition is one thing and believing another. So I think this is the correct statement. So why? Because it is indeed the central tenet of Cartesian hypothesis that understanding is a unique process from disbelief or belief. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Okay, so this was the first question. Second question, unlike the Spinozan hypothesis, the Cartesian hypothesis suggests that at any point in time a human mind may contain some. Statement 1 is understood proposition that are believed. That's not true. Understood propositions that are neither believed or disbelieved. That's also not true. Understand propositions that are believed. Not true. Understand propositions that are disbelieved. That's also not true. The last option, understood propositions that are neither believed or disbelieved, that is the correct option. Okay, why? Because this is with accordance to the statement that we have done before in the comprehended proposition that you have still not entered stage 2 other propositions. Okay, for the next question, which of the following statements about an understandable and false proposition is not supported by Spinozan hypothesis? So correct option would be its comprehension is automatically followed by its acceptance. Okay, so this is the correct option. Last question, it can be inferred from the Spinozan hypothesis that when exposed to understandable let me write it down. Can be inferred from the Spinozan hypothesis that when exposed to understandable but suspicious propositions, a person who is too distracted or tired too much. Or tired to exert much mental effort is. So the options are less likely to comprehend them than when he is alert and mentally fresh, not the correct option. More likely to comprehend them than when he is alert and mentally fresh, that's also not the correct option. C part is more likely to be uncertain and uncommitted about the truth value than when he is alert and mentally fresh, that's also not the correct option. D option is more likely to believe them than when he is alert and mentally fresh, so this is the correct option. Okay, so today we did a comprehension paragraph. Tomorrow I'll bring some more new questions, so stay tuned.